I mean, from a journey point of view, you do start to play in the bigger competitions. As you progressed and eventually reached the top 20 in the world, which is just an amazing achievement in itself, how did the pressure or the expectations you started to put on yourself change and alter, those moments where naturally you would just get up and you would start to go through your routine? Like obviously in those high pressure situations, you're counting on that coming to fruition, but I'm assuming there's times where you go, I shit the bed.
Pretty much, yeah. People often ask me, what's the most nervous you've ever been? And I can hands down say 2005 President's Cup. We're playing in Washington, D.C. I think the reason I got so nervous was because it was a team environment. I had 11 other guys on my team, the international team versus America in the President's Cup, that were relying on me. So all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, these are my peers that are, expecting me to do well. Whereas normally in an individual game like golf, if I don't play well, I'm thinking, well, okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah. Got yourself to blame, and it only impacts me and my family.
Yeah, and your family and all that, which is still pressure, but it's slightly different when you've got players alongside you saying, come on, you need to execute here. So first morning we play, I was paired with a guy called Tim Clark, a South African golfer, and we're going up against Phil Mickelson and Chris DeMarco, two pretty big hitters in the US game at the time. It's an alternate shot format. It's called foursomes. So one guy hits off, and then the next player hits the next shot, et cetera, et cetera. You alternate hitting the same ball. Now, the way it works is one player tees off the odd-numbered holes, one player tees off the evens. So Tim and I are on the range beforehand discussing, okay, which holes do you want to tee off, odds or evens, blah, blah, blah. We're going through the golf course. In the end, I said, I'll take odds. I think those holes suit me better. You take evens. I said, yeah, sure. Walking to the first tee, I realised, number one, that's an odd number. I've got the opening tee shot. Okay. Forgot about that. Anyway, you got to go through this little tunnel to get to the first tee, which is surrounded by grandstands. I mean, it's packed, 10,000 people, whatever. It's huge around the first tee. Walk onto the tee, and our two captains are there. Mine is 9-time major winner Gary Player, a bit of a legend of the game. Standing next to him is the US captain, my idol, the guy who I wanted to become a golf pro because of, was Jack Nicklaus. And then standing next to them was Presidents Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr.
Just a little bit of pressure.
So my heart's going pretty good right now. And I get behind the ball, and it's my tee shot, and I'm standing behind the ball. And all of a sudden I realise my knees have started shaking. And when your knees start shaking, that's not a good thing, because the next thing that happens is you tend to pass out. So you talk about trying to get a grip, because it was at that moment I thought, well, if I don't get a handle of this situation, the people are trouble, on the sides of the fairways, because I might line drive it straight into them. So the one thing I've always been good at in the game of golf, and I think in sport in general, is the best players or the best athletes bring their minds back into the present moment. Pressure, I actually think pressure is a made-up word.
Yeah.
Pressure's thinking about something that hasn't happened yet. Typically, an outcome which is probably not good, right?
Yep.
The best players then go, okay, I don't want to be thinking about that. What should I be thinking about? And myself, I always ask myself a question. I said, what do I have to do right now? So as I was standing behind that ball, I thought, right, well, this is a par 4. I want to hit a drive down the left side, little draw, being a left-hander. Okay, great. Okay, well, what sort of a swing should I be feeling? So I was going through my practice swings, just feeling the swing. So all of a sudden I brought the attention back to what I should be doing rather than what I shouldn't, which is, looking like an idiot in front of Jack or killing someone on the side of the fairway. So I got my mind back into the moment, and I ripped this thing off the first. It was probably the longest drive I hit all week because of the adrenaline. And I just remember walking off that tee going, oh, thank God. Anyway.
It's amazing that, you can be at the top of your game and still you face the same kind of stress, or, I think back, my daughter recently played a game with my elder daughter, where kids are kind of 4 years older than her. And the same sort of feelings that I've felt during my AFL professional career, and I'm assuming the same sort of feelings you felt on a tee box, were exactly what she was going through. So it's so important that coming back to focusing on what can I control and what can I do right now literally is applicable to everyone and it doesn't necessarily need to be in sport.
No.
It can be in driving your car or making a decision
Everyday
in the boardroom.
Life. And the problem is now we've got this thing called a phone in front of us and we're always doing this, and this. Whereas if you can put it down and just have breakfast and just focusing on biting into a piece of toast, I find myself trying to do that these days. Very hard to do.